recently did that thing where you ask ChatGPT, like based on all of our interactions so far, what are loops that I get caught in, and or self-defeating patterns, and what advice do you have for me to help with those? And it listed 5 problems that I have, but they're all the same problem.
Okay.
I was like, wait, do I really have 5 problems, or is this just all the same one? And it was like, yeah, it's all the same one. It's like, okay.
Well, it would say that because it's being sycophantic, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Like you could say, wait, is this all, do I really have 5 problems, or is this all the same one? Or you say, you know, it might say you only have 1 problem, and say, do I really have 1 problem, or do I actually have 5? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, you're right, you have 5. So
probably. But I just thought it was so interesting. Like, I mean, you can judge. I will tell you what it says they are.
Okay.
I saved it under my. Okay. All right.
The other thing, before you even tell me, like, so ChatGPT does not have a recollection of everything you've ever told it, right? Like, you know, like, so I'm a little skeptical. Like, I've seen these recommended, like, on TikTok and other places also, where they say, like, you know, where you say, based on all our interactions, blah, 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 blah. Like, anytime the prompt starts with based on all our previous interactions, I'm already skeptical because ChatGPT doesn't have access to all your previous interactions. It
has a pretty long buffer window, though.
Well, do you create a new interaction, like, for different topics, or?
I don't.
I do, so maybe
that's part of the problem.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I feel like if you do it for too long, it eventually says I've run out of tokens. So
it does, but it's 20,000 tokens or something like that, or 200,000 tokens, some large number. It's like a week of constant back and forth interaction, which I know from those studies about people, and that's only if you have the lower priced version. And that I know from people who turn ChatGPT into their boyfriend.
Yeah.
Have you read those articles?
Yeah.
And like every 10 days or so.
Yeah, sorry, the articles. Yes. From other people. I mean, ChatGPT as her boyfriend.
Yes. Okay, got it. I got your joke. I was like, I can tell there's a joke here, but I'm missing it. Yeah, exactly. The articles, right? Yeah. And like every 10 days, these people have to start over, but they are interacting with chat constantly over those 10 days. So here are the problems that it told me that I. Problem number 1, I have ambitious goals, which leads to overthinking and paralysis.
Oh, yeah.
Which it calls the overwhelm loop.
The other thing I was going to say is, like, how do you know these problems that it's listing isn't just like P.T. Barnum things? You
don't, right? But I was just interested in what it could do. I actually am not personally interested in, like, I know these things about myself, and that also, they are also fairly Barnum problems. What I'm playing around with actually is the ability to use AI in assessment, because I'm going to be doing a presentation or participating in a panel discussion about it. So I'm just kind of seeing what people are doing with self-assessment in the area of ChatGPT. And one of the things they are doing is this kind of thing. So I wanted to do it for myself and see what kind of things it produces. The first one it calls the overwhelmed loop, where I have ambitious goals, which leads to overthinking and then paralysis where I don't actually do the work. Number 2 is called high standards bottleneck, where I preferred structured and refined goals, which leads to endless tweaking and then delayed execution. Number 3 is the idea overload trap, where I have too many interconnected ideas, which leads to a lack of focus, which leads to slow execution. And number 4 is the big picture versus tactical steps dissonance, where I get excited about conceptual thinking, and that makes execution feel difficult. And then I want my work to be both high level and actionable, which can cause me to lose track of the roadmap. And then number 5 is the legacy versus present tension. I want to create something lasting and meaningful, and then the goal makes it feel distant and heavy, and then I tend to lose momentum towards the whole project.
Is that true?
Did you just say the same thing 5 times?
Do you want to create a lasting legacy?
Yeah.
I did not know that about you. Yeah, but I thought...
Well, ChatGPT did, because ChatGPT knows me better than you do.
I just say, just because you're older than me doesn't mean necessarily like you want to create a lasting legacy. Does it
I think
correlate with
you'll
age?
understand when you get older. Yeah, you start getting like, I think this is what a lot of like midlife crises are about.
I was wondering if it correlates with gender. Like I thought creating a lasting legacy is more of a male fantasy than a female fantasy, for example.
I think that is a stereotype about women. I could see, like, I think that stereotype gets reinforced in popular culture.
Yeah, that's possible.
It was literally just like it was just 5 things that just basically all said the same thing. You
Yeah, to me, it's basically saying
want to do something good, but you're also kind of lazy.
no. I saw it as like you're too focused on the big picture. You need to focus on the smaller stuff.
Yeah,
That was my
practical
interpretation.
versus action, perfect being the enemy of good. Like, it's all about not actually getting it done. Was your book an attempt to have legacy, or was it just a project?
This is exactly why I question your earlier thing. I wanted to create a legacy when I was a kid, but as I grew older, I'm like, fuck that, right? Like, who cares anymore? You know? And
How did
so
you come to that realization?
and so I'm typical mind fallacying into like, oh, so it's it's a thing when you're young, and then it's no longer a thing when you're old.
The thing that young people do.
Yeah.
I see. What happens when you get old that you don't want to do it anymore?
I don't
You just
know.
get tired, or
Yeah, I mean, maybe. So from my perspective, like I'm gonna say this and it might come off like an insult, but I don't intend it that way, right? From my perspective, it was just a maturity thing. Like tautologically, not in it, because I'm like, when I was a kid, I wanted this, and now I'm an adult, I no longer want this. Therefore, I infer that it must have been, only immature people want it because I only wanted it when I was a kid, type of thing.
I think, yeah, I think for women, and I may be overgeneralizing here, but I think a lot of women struggle with feeling like they have enough to contribute until they get pretty far along in their career. Whereas I think a lot of men are like, well, I woke up this morning, so I have some things to contribute. I will have a legacy. And then maybe you do mature out of that, weirdly, as a man, but you like mature into it as a woman. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, who's to say that I'm typical, right? Or that you're typical, for that matter? Unless we like actually do
It's true.
studies
Very,
and look into
very
it.
few people would call either of us typical.
Right.